I've got a question about caloric intake, in particular, a deficit in caloric intake in comparison to what Carb Manager is recommending. Now, we do need to remember that everybody is very individual, everyone has different goals, and everybody's body responds very differently to this whole process of changing your habits. But I do want to say that it's super important that we're getting enough calories to sustain strength, motivation, for our hormones to stay balanced, and for our bones to stay strong, and for us to stay on top of things emotionally. So the question was from Sally. She said that she's often hitting 300 to 500 less calories than what Carb Manager is recommending, and that's taking her down to anywhere between 900 and 1100 calories. I would definitely recommend trying to up that personally, with the view that if I'm taking a consistent caloric deficit, a couple of things are happening. A, my metabolism gets used to that. So you will find that if you end up going back to a higher caloric intake, you'll probably put on weight pretty quickly. But more importantly, not getting enough calories in your daily intake, in your food intake, often has long-term ramifications. It's not something that you will recognize overnight. For instance, your bones take 7 years to completely regenerate. So if you're not getting enough minerals to fulfill your bone density, you're not going to notice that for 7 years, which is why we often see vegans can be strictly vegan for 7 to 10 years before they really start to feel the negative effects of not getting enough minerals and amino acids into their diet. Similarly, with your skin, has like a 2-year turnaround. Your eyes, your hair, all of that sort of stuff. It takes a while for those types of things to show up. So you may not be noticing it immediately, but alongside the physical ramifications, and remembering that hormones play a huge role on keeping our bones and muscles strong, on keeping our joints healthy and flexible, and on keeping our skin pliable. And all of that starts to slow down pretty much from around about 35, 40 years of age, and it's not going to get any faster. So if you're not getting enough calories in your diet, you simply are going to struggle to sustain all of those, the muscle, the bone density, and the joint health. You're going to struggle to sustain that, let alone improve that. And I'm sure we all want good skin health as well. You need to be getting that calorie intake to ensure long term that everything, all of your cellular structure is working well. So I would definitely recommend pushing towards no less than about 1100 to 1300 calories a day. That's at the very minimum of your age group, Sal. And you possibly will find that if you were to stick to such a low caloric intake, it will start to affect your motivation, your moods, your responsiveness to other people, and your clarity in your brain health as well. So a couple of ways that might help you succeed in getting a higher caloric intake daily, because I know that you've already made some really healthy changes to your diet, and that's amazing, that's wonderful. So let's keep shifting the needle forwards a little bit more if we can. So say if you, I don't know when you exercise, but I know for sure that you come to the studio a couple of mornings a week. So I would be coming to the studio fasted, so don't eat. If you want to have your black coffee before you come, whatever, or your tea, and even electrolytes are fantastic. come to the studio, do your workout, because you're working against load. So ultimately you're building strength, you're building good joint health, and you're balancing out your hormones, producing dopamine, serotonin, and calming down the cortisol. When you come to Pilates, you can feel that happen. Straight after your session, when you go home, or even if you go next door to get something to eat, I would definitely be making sure that you put 1.5 scoops of protein into your drink. So whether you make that at home, say a smoothie with some coconut cream or coconut milk, coconut yogurt, or something like that, you could definitely put like some hemp seeds, some chia seeds, some nuts and stuff in there. But make sure you're loading up with protein, so around about 30 to 50 grams of protein. So that's going to be about 1 to 1.5 scoops of protein in that shake. You could have a little bit of carbohydrate as well, but make sure that it's high protein and that it has good fat. So that's why I'm saying with the hemp, nuts, chia seeds, and any of the coconut type products if you like them. Or if you're okay with dairy, then you could be doing dairy, no problem. And then that's just going to set your body up for that continued strength health. Even if you're not trying to get any stronger, you want to maintain strength from here on out. Also, if you're struggling to hit your daily caloric intake and you're coming up short a lot of the time, maybe you could consider pre-programming what it is that you're going to eat before the day starts. So rather than you pop into Carb Manager as you eat or at the end of the day and then realize that you've come short, if you pre-program it, then you know what you need to get into your body, and maybe that's going to be a little bit easier for you to hit the numbers that you're lacking. I promise you, long term, your body and your mind will thank you for it. And actually, as women especially, if we keep not sustaining our body with enough fat and protein, then the body ends up holding onto weight, and it's very hard to shift it because the body starts to go into this starvation mode. So if then you up the caloric intake, then your body will hold on to whatever weight you've got, but B, you will just start to find that it's very difficult to shift any stubborn weight if that is one of your goals. So that is definitely food for thought for everybody. I hope that that's cleared that topic up for you a little bit. Keep the questions coming, and I'll keep posting more on the classroom. I'll see you soon.